So, hello, blessed people, and how are you doing? Welcome into another episode of the Growth in Christ podcast with me, Emily Wanja. I'm so excited that you get to join us for another amazing episode. It's been a series filled with hope, grace, learning and running ways, our unlearning, relearning, doing all of that in this space. And so I'm honored that you get to join us. Welcome, feel at home. If you're new, karibu. You're search for a place and a community comes to a blessed end. Hiyo ni liba sitam. So thank you for joining us. Those who are returning subscribers, thank you so much. Welcome home. And today is no exception, guys. We've been talking about single and blessed. That's the series. And we've been bringing on board great ministers who've been taking us through great conversations. And today, the lady I'm about to introduce to you guys. After this, she needs to expand her church because nyi wote mtahama huko, nitawaambia ako wapi. So she's a woman of God who's doing great in this ministry in Kenya and even across Kenya. Recently, actually, we had a Bible study virtually from all the way from Nigeria, or is it at the other part of the world at Atwambia? But she leads Glow Ministries, and she's just an amazing woman who has been bringing the gospel and also making sure that she's also mentoring the young people so that they can become all that God ordained for them. So without further ado, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the single and the single not, those who are married and those who are not married, help me bring on board the one and only Pastor Chero.
Thank you so much.
Oh Lord, I'm
That was
happy.
such a lovely introduction. I'm
Thank
so humbled. What do
you.
I say after that? Like, I'm
There's a
done.
lot.
The interview's done. What do I say? Thank
Oh Lord.
thank
But you
you.
deserve that and much more. You deserve a lot of flowers and I appreciate you sana 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 for the work you're doing. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I'm very, very honored. It's such a
Mm-hmm.
privilege to be on this platform. You're doing a
Yeah.
phenomenal job.
Oh,
And
thank
I celebrate
you.
you. I watch you. I am a fan.
Oh,
I've subscribed. If you haven't, what are you doing? You should. This is it. This is it. She's doing such a good job. Let's support our
thank
own.
you.
And I am here to celebrate you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
it's
you so
an honor to have. It's. I'm very honored that you chose to have me
much.
on your
Oh,
platform.
we've been planning this for so long and I thank God it's finally here. I'm glad. I'm glad. Awesome. Awesome. So, I just like you because I know there is more to who you are. There are people who would love to connect with you at a personal level. So kindly just share with us everything about you. If someone was to tell you, who is Pastor Chero? I know we get that in interviews, but you see your interview. So, who is Pastor Chero?
Um, I um, I am a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I am a sister. I
Aw.
am a wife. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
mommy to two girls. The others are just the titles that have come, but that's me. I'm a daughter of God,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's that's me. That's me. I'm just a sister and a mother and a wife
Uh-huh.
and a daughter. I'm a daughter of
Amazing.
God. Yes, these are the
Wow.
things that I'm doing. It's just by the grace of God.
Oh,
Yeah.
amen, amen. See, when I grow up, I want such kind of humility. Mimi ningekuwa nimesema, kwanza I know your profile. I have been to this place called, is it South Africa? I have done this. I have, ingekuwa list. But thank you for that introduction. So I know you pastor Trinity Chapel, and I just like even before we get into it, because I know ministry maybe it came in later or before. So just share with us how it all started for you.
How I started ministry?
Yeah, were you single or were you married? When did you hear the call and all of that?
That's a good question because I'm not even sure I don't know. The call question is very. Um, it's very. It's at.
Deep.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I. What I know is
Mm-hmm.
I. When I got born again, I
Mm-hmm.
decided I will serve.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my calling got me in my serving, not necessarily that that
Yeah.
I was called, then I started serving. I
Mm-hmm.
got born again and I joined the worship team at my church.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the worship team, and this is where I met my husband. I didn't know how
Hey.
to sing.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know how to sing. I still can't sing to save my life. But the church was new, and
Mm-hmm.
they needed a youth team put together.
Mm-hmm.
So we were selected in a group, and I happened to be in that group. So
Mm-hmm.
my husband was also moving from a different church, coming to our church.
Mm-hmm.
And he came so that he could train us to sing. We were not,
Hey.
I was not good at singing.
Uh-huh.
So he came, and that's where we met. But I was dating at that time, he was
Uh-huh.
dating. So we
Mm-hmm.
became really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then his relationship ended. And then I think he made my relationship end. Then we started dating. It's yeah, but we were friends. We were friends. I remember I met the girl that he was dating. He had met the girl I was dating, but we're just friends. Yeah,
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's
yeah.
a
So
good.
so I was serving.
Mm-hmm.
I I would say my call has come, not necessarily. I think my call is just me serving.
Mm-hmm.
Because without even the platforms that I have now, I would still be serving. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just that God has given me this time, because I know he can take it away, but just this time, and this is on this platform
Mm-hmm.
uh, that I'm serving in, and people can see. But even without this, I think I would still be serving. So I think my call has come through just me serving.
All right.
Yeah,
That's so beautiful. And it's a beautiful journey that you actually, the two of you just met actually when he was coming to teach you. So ulikuwa umeambia Mungu
I failed. I failed that exam. I think he felt pity on me. Akasema acha nimkatie tu. I don't know.
why
But
now?
I followed it up with I was a really good dancer.
Uh-huh.
So I think the dancing covered my bad singing.
Uh-huh.
And then kidogo were promoted to the adults church,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think there my voice had kidogo come.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. I would be given a few songs to lead. So he trained me
Oh, amazing.
well. So yeah.
All right. So you, by the
Mm.
time you're meeting him, you were in a relationship. And so when did you like recognize that way? Uh, I think I can say yes to some of the people who are pursuing me. At what age were you now ready to start dating?
At what age did I start dating?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I started dating in high school. I was in Form 2. I was very, I was a small girl. I didn't know what dating was.
Mm-hmm.
But there was this, so I wouldn't call it dating, because we're in school, would only meet when we closed school
Mm-hmm.
and when we opened back school. So I wouldn't call, but I remember just the feeling of, oh, there's someone who's hitting on me
Mm-hmm.
in high school, but a serious relationship started after high school.
Mm-hmm.
So right after I'd finished high school,
Mm-hmm.
uh, the December, the 31st of when I finished high school, we were outside celebrating with my siblings, Happy
Yeah.
New Year, Happy New Year. I would say the year,
Mm-hmm.
but we're outside. And then across our fence, we would hear guys respond back to us.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying Happy New Year, Happy New Year. So it was Happy New Year. And then I just had a voice say, Can I come? Yeah. So I told him, Yeah, it's okay, just come. And then that's how that relationship started. But it was, yeah,
All right. And so how
that
has the
was my
journey been?
first relationship. Yeah.
How was your how could you say your dating journey was until you met your spouse? Could you say that it was are there lessons you learned from them? Are there things you wish you did better? Are there things that you did right? You feel according to what you were taught prior, you did the right thing.
I think I must say I have a very good relationship with my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom has always been candid with
Mhm.
me
Mhm.
in regards to life.
Mhm.
So every relationship I got into, not that I dated a lot, I just dated two guys before my husband, but these relationships, that even the guy that I was dating in high school, quote unquote, my mom knew about him. And it
Oh.
was, I'm an open book in that way. I've never had hidden any of my boyfriends.
Mhm.
So they would come and pick me home when my mom is home. And they'd drop me back home. If someone wanted to see me, I'd be like, yeah, just come home, I'm home. Who's home? My mom. And they're like, oh really, I can't come? I'm like, yeah, just come. Just come, ni madhi.
Yeah,
What will
animale.
she do? Just come.
Yeah.
So my relationships, so my mom knows all the guys I've dated,
Wow.
and even the guys who are hitting on me, um that I didn't date. Like to me, the channels of communication were open. She allowed me to tell her who was coming into my life. So she knows all the guys I've dated. She knows all my friends. Like I'd be like, just come home. I think this worked well because my dad was away for work. I think it would have been a different story had he been home.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have feared, but it's just mom, just come
Yeah.
home and pick me.
Mhm.
Um, and then my mom met my husband Charles in church when he was serving, so I didn't even need to like introduce them
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
guy leading worship. So
Mhm.
my mom knew him, and then I'd have people come home after worship after Sunday
Mhm.
service, would go home, have lunch, or
Mhm.
Saturday practice, would just go home. Like my mom has always been very hospitable.
Mhm.
And I think that's one of the lessons that I would want to share with anyone who's dating. Let people know the people you're dating. Don't keep your relationships in secret because there's a lot of wisdom in a counsel of many.
Yeah.
So if there's a red flag, then maybe one of your friends will pick it up. But if your relationship is a secret, then you, yeah, so no
Yeah.
one will really help
Mhm.
and even see some of these red flags that you
Yeah.
might be in.
Yeah. Mhm. And so, on that note, what is the difference between privacy and secrecy when it comes to dating?
Uh, Privacy, secrecy is secrets are things that you would not want people to know.
Mhm.
Private is I'm okay if you find out. Um, it is just you will it is just not it will not be of much benefit to you, like it won't do you well.
Yeah.
But secret is I'm hiding this one because we keep secrets because we are ashamed. So shame and secrecy go well. Privacy is you could know but I'm choosing not to tell you.
Mhm.
So if your relationship is a secret that no one knows, so possibly that guy is not really proud of you. um, and like a private relationship is we are dating, we have our friends know about our relationship, but
Mhm.
we're choosing not to put it on social media because what benefit will it have on our relationship when we are on social media? But there are people around us who know about our relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I think that's good
Mhm.
because people nowadays we are not able to differentiate the people. Okay, we always thought that we need to keep things uh, private, not secret. But sometimes people tend not to know which is which, and so in the process you find people have messed up, and the people are like, I never knew you were even seeing someone, and they were like, I think I was keeping it private, and that now translates to it's secretive. So I think that's a very
They
good
were
thing.
keeping it secret
Yeah, not private.
and not
To them, they
private.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, they think it
Yeah.
was private. And so you've also mentioned something very important that you told us about having someone you can be accountable to, like your mom. And in this essence, to the young people who are listening, why is it important to have like maybe hata kama it's your sister, like that relationship where you can easily tell your mom that, you know what, mom, there's someone I'm seeing, but there's someone who is hitting on me. Why is it important now that you are also a parent? Mm-hmm.
I think when you read the book of Songs of Solomon, twice it's mentioned, do not arouse love when the time is not right.
Mm-hmm.
Twice. And this is a love story between, a man and a woman, but
Mm-hmm.
they mention that.
Mm-hmm.
I think having accountability is keeping you in check that you do not arouse it when time is not right.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it's just the two of you who, and we have, our flesh is weak,
Mm-hmm.
who will help you um, when that time happens, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just accountability helps you to stay steady
Mm-hmm.
and to stay in that road. Otherwise, when it's just you and the road is too wide,
Mm-hmm.
you will not even know when the two of you, you know, broke it.
Yeah.
But when you have people accountable checking on you, they're like, okay, so you said you're meeting. Where are you guys meeting? Who was there? Can you not go to his house? Can he not come to your house? Can I come as a third wheel? Can I,
All
yeah.
right. Okay. I was also ask about the that will thing because we find when people are called to, maybe someone you're saying has called you to a date, and you are like, hey, I don't want to go alone because number one, I don't know so much about this person. So where does that will come in, and what is the purpose of that will, and what work, how should they behave as a that will?
So depending on the relationship you have with this person that you're dating,
Mm-hmm.
uh, could be they want privacy and
Mm-hmm.
not secret. They just want privacy that they know they're on a date with you and not with other eyes watching. I would say I remember my third relationship. The guy I was dating, he was a private guy,
Mm-hmm.
but I would go for dates with my friends and they would sit on a corner. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
maybe because we, you know, so they would sit on a corner and they would just watch because one, as you've said, you don't know this person. Number two, what is there to hide? You know, what is this that you're hiding that you would not want people to know? Why can't your dating be open, even with your small circle of friends? You know, it's in the hiding, it's in the being by ourselves. We're hiding. This is just our conversation that get us messed up. So you could be a third wheeler or invite a third wheeler, but the person you're dating does not necessarily need to know that that person is there. They could be in a corner somewhere, especially if you're meeting at night now with insecurity. Just have someone, even your sibling, just by the corner and just, watch you when you're done with the date. Like the person you're dating does not need to know that you're just taking precaution. First, because you want to honor God, not necessarily because this person is bad, but you just want to honor God. And there's no thing. We can't say actually this is where we draw the line. We never know when we've crossed the line until we've crossed the line, or we are about to until we have done it. So just just have people with you. I mean, relationship, as I keep saying, should not be in secret. Because you're not dating an animal, you're dating a man or a woman. So, oh, yeah, you shouldn't hide it. You should be like, what benefit are you hiding this relationship? And then you get married and throw this big wedding with 300 people, and we just come and watch you. Like all of us are now watching you. I mean, there's no difference. It's you safeguarding yourself and the person that you date. Yeah.
Amazing. There's always this part of I've had so many guys complain that you find maybe they are seeing someone, and then during the day they're meeting, they say now, you know what, I came with a friend, she's my third wheel, and then yeah, so the person sits at the table, and the guy is the one to pay for what that person eats, and so it has been a lot of issues and chaos. It's also been a meme, and it's been trending as well. So where do I draw the line as a friend and as a third wheeler? Mm-hmm.
I think that's putting a husband's responsibility on a boyfriend.
We.
You, yeah, because
Uh-huh.
he does not have those like you don't belong to him like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so when you're going for these dates with your girlfriends who are going to, keep you accountable, mjipange, plan yourselves. Eat what you can pay for. Let your friend also eat what they can pay for, or you can pay for them. So you could agree,
Yeah.
you go to this date, tea is 150. You tell your friend, by the way, just have tea. I know we'll be here for like 3 hours, but you drink tea, I'll drink tea. Then if he offers to buy you, just eat what you can pay.
Okay.
Even if he offers to buy you, he's having lunch, he's having whatever, he's eating a full chicken, um, you'll go home and you'll eat. Just eat what you can pay. Yeah, because we give, and it's very saddening that at times girls get into relationship because of these benefits. That they will have lunch, they will be sent money, they will be, but that's giving somebody responsibility that's not theirs. When they pay even that tea, unajua there's someone you will date, and when the nini comes, they pick the what's it called? The receipt. What's it called?
Mm. Yeah, the
You can
receipt or
tell
cash,
you can tell
cash
who
trap.
pays in this relationship.
Mm.
They pick it and they pay, then you just say thank you, but just be cautious that that's not their responsibility, because how many relationships have you been in that have ended in you not being married, so it's a trial experiment. If he sends you money not because you asked for money to go for that date, um then you could take it. But if it's a date that he's planning, he could come to your hood. I mean, that's where you live, that's where you sleep, that's where your people. He could come to your hood, you could go to that small hotel, you could even tell that mama, I will pay you end of this week. But you don't have to like overstretch yourself to accommodate someone. Just be you. If someone loves you, they love you regardless of where you come from. If they have the money to travel to come to where you are, let them do it, but do not strain them asking for Uber money and Jiminy. Unfortunately, that has been the story, and I really feel sad for our young men when they come and tell me, like when we have events at church, and their girlfriends are expecting them to pay for these events. I'm like, it's not your responsibility. Wazazi wako, mzazi alipo. You know, yeah, it's not it shouldn't be an expectation. It should be, oh wow, that's generous. You should not be expecting it, and when it's done, then you become generous, you become appreciative that it was up, but not an expectation.
Wow, I think this is with the pet. This is the part where we unlearn, because for so many of my friends and the people I've interacted with, that's the story. This person goes for that. It even if it means mjengo, we go for that mjengo, and then they
Yeah.
come just to make sure that this person, if it's to cater for the girl, and so it becomes a bit uh, like overbearing for the other individual. So as ladies, tujipange sisi wenyewe, right? We be our own
Even men, we have
responsibility.
men who are in relationships who go for these dates expecting the lady to pay just because she
Mm-hmm,
works, or you're not earning as much as her.
mm-hmm,
Um, I mean, don't call for a date if you cannot pay for yourself. Tuanzie hapo, and if you cannot pay for that other one. So, and you've had ladies say it's really not about at where we eat. It's the conversations around it.
mm-hmm.
So we go for, you call me to your hood. Show me your hood. Show me where you eat. It's not at it, it's the conversations we'll have around the meal, not the place. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the other way
So
around also. We have guys who call ladies so that they can be fed, quote unquote. Yeah.
where
Mm.
that's bad. And so as you said that people when you call for these things, is it right for the lady call for the day.
It it is right. I I'm not how people meet is how people meet,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very grateful for technology and online dating, and how people meet is how people meet.
Mm-hmm.
But then what happens after you've met? That's the most important one. Are your values still your values, regardless of where you met? We have people who meet online, and they never like physically meet together, but they meet and continue dating via online. But how you meet is how you meet. I'm reminded of Ruth in the Bible, and having a woman, and she was just around where Boaz would see her. So
Yeah,
yeah, so how you meet is how you meet, but what do you
that's
do after you've met? That's important. Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's what is important. Wow, I think that's a good one. Now coming to the planning to now you, what are some of the things that you feel to you're now the person you've married, your husband? So what are some of the things you feel maybe you could have done prior to saying yes I do to him?
Um, so I got married straight from home. I never lived by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm always curious. Like when I have my girlfriends who they've lived by themselves and now they are moving into their husband's home. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always curious how that being by themselves look like.
Mm-hmm.
But I got married straight from home to our home. So I never had that by myself moment, which up to date, I don't know how to live by myself. Like when he travels for work, um, yeah, especially before we got children, it would be so hard. Like I don't know how to be by myself. So I think maybe if I'd had that more period, I would be comfortable. I remember, funny story, when we got married, 3 months in, he had gone for a work retreat. 3 months into our marriage, he had gone for a work retreat. And the first night he left, that was the first night ever I was ever by myself. You remember I was home with
Mm-hmm.
siblings and relatives and mom and dad. Like I always had people around. So this time he has left me by myself. So night one, I remember checking the door like 20 times and just confirming, and I was hearing footsteps, and it was just I didn't sleep. So the next day I texted his boss and asked, I just said, just asked if I could just come so that and I was I also got married young, so I wasn't afraid. I didn't even have the language of ati covering it up nicely. I just texted and said I had a rough night. If I could just, because they were not too far, it was like an hour with matatu. If I could just be there, and I will book a room, and then he comes and sleeps with me. And I remember the boss calling me. He was so shocked. Like he was like, "What?" And then when he called me, because I was so relieved. I wasn't even thinking this is work and it's serious. No, I was just thinking he's calling. He must be. So I picked and I was crying. I was like, it was a rough night. I didn't sleep. And then he said, "Okay, okay, can you come?" Because he was sharing with one of the kids. The boss organized that he got his own room so that I could, and then I remember him, because the boss now told him that I'd called, and he was shocked. He was like, "What did you do?" I can't sleep. So yeah, so I went, and I was so happy. Like I was so happy. He'd go for his meetings, I'd be in the room, I'd go for swimming. Like to me it was, but now looking back, I'm like, wow, yani hata kukuwa na professionally, like yani, I'm just glad he was a good boss. But so I've never had that. Um, yeah, and he knows, like even when he's leaving, he before the children came, he'd make sure I have someone. Uh, yeah, so it might look like it's a lot, but I've never had it, so I don't know how to be myself. I actually don't know how to be myself, even in the house. Like me, I'll call someone, I'll go and check the door, I'll open the door. I'm like, I need to be talking to someone.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. Which is okay, and we understand. We've all grown differently, and we've grown in different spaces, so it's understood. Hey, lakini the height to the boss, hiyo ndio imeniweza. Like bold,
nakulia,
anyway.
nakulia.
Hey, you even cried. Hey, my goodness.
I cried.
What?
I cried. I'm sure he thought I was maybe pregnant. I was like, Akia was this. But it was tears of joy. I'm like, oh, he's cold. Oh my goodness. Just had a rough night. Yeah. So after that, they knew that we have to organize someone. Otherwise, she'll follow us.
Huh? By the by
That's
the
the
way.
same boss who called me, who saw the gifting in me. And
Mhm,
um, and I want to say through God called me to step up into serving the women in the church I was
mhm.
in. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's beautiful. At least now that
yeah.
was a bit covered. Now coming to now you are now into marriage. Other things that you pictured as you were dating or as you were single or as you are even dating other people, because I know every woman from the age of I think 9. You remember when we were playing chamama, we always have that marriage. I want to be married. I want to be someone's wife. I want to be someone's mother. So are there things that you pictured or you expected as you were getting into marriage, and you feel now that you are in it and you've been there for several years, is it the same as what you pictured? Kidogo you are like shocked by what you found?
I gosh, I have so many things I expected. But
Mhm,
let me talk about children. It
mhm,
looks, it feels like it should be automatic
mhm,
that when you get married, then you and your person panga how many years you want to be by yourselves. Then when you're ready, children come. Which to some people that happens. And there are people who just go for their honeymoon and they're like, oops,
yeah.
we expecting. But
Mhm,
there are people like me who think it should be like you just even like it should be 1+1. When you're ready, then the
mhm,
children come.
yeah.
But that wasn't automatic for us. So
Mhm,
it was a place of learning, um,
mhm,
learning not from people around me per se, but just learning uh, patience and learning
mhm,
to trust God. To trust God. It was, and I remember I would have people ask me, and at that time we were traveling because of ministry. Would go to different places, and I'd get messages on Facebook at that time. People telling me, "Hey, now you guys need to relax and start having children." And I'm thinking,
mhm.
"Wow, wow,"
The
and
audacity.
yeah, or someone famous who's not had children get children, then screenshot and send to me and tell me, you're next. I get that they were trying to encourage, um, but it was just a journey that I didn't have anyone else in my circle who had not gotten children like me, and the ones who are like getting married behind me were just getting children. So it was just a journey of and learning what society expects and just fully trusting God. Luckily, I have a very supportive mother-in-law and a prayerful mother-in-law, um, and so is my mom. So I remember one time we had these family meetings, and someone just came to me and like, now wewe mtoto unapata watoto lini, and my mother-in-law saying, kazi ya Mungu ni ya Mungu. You cannot put it on
Wow.
people. When the
Wow.
time is right. Yeah, and I went to the bedroom and broke that. I'm like, wow, because I know she prays for
Wow.
us and she understood our journey. Yeah, and
Wow.
so was my mom. My mom would be like, no, acha shida iko wapi? Na watoto wasipokuja shida
Mm,
iko wapi? So I'm grateful that I had them to help me walk that journey. And before getting our two girls, we had two miscarriages. So you know how you've waited and then there's hope, and then you get pregnant and then you lose the pregnancy. uh, shattering, but I had my mother's help me with that, because
Wow.
you've waited for so long. How do you go back to tell people I lost the pregnancy?
Mm,
We
mm.
had a miscarriage. So you just keep to yourself, and the people who love you and your friends who know, and then they pray for you and encourage you. Yeah,
At that time
pregnancy
already.
now.
Mhm.
mm,
No, just
Yeah,
continue. Just continue. It's okay. Yeah, you
I
can
think
continue
pregnancy is a
pregnancy.
very, very sensitive area,
Mhm.
especially in marriage. To
Mm.
couples who want children, there are couples you'll meet and they'll be like, no, we don't want children, which is okay. But there are others who, when they don't bring it up, then it means maybe they're trying, maybe it hasn't happened. So we just need to extend grace, a lot of grace, because you're thinking they should, but they know they should, and it's not happening. So what happens? Yeah.
How long
Mm.
was that? What was the period between as you were waiting?
7 years.
Wow, that's
Seven,
quite a number.
seven, seven
And
long
were
years.
you
Yeah.
already in ministry? Were you already in
Yes.
ministry?
Yes. This is
When?
7 years in marriage. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I like it. I like that
When
they came now when they came, because when people look at our children, our oldest is 5. Uh, our oldest is 5, and the second one is 3. So when people look at our children, they think, because we gauge marriage with children, they think we are young in marriage, which is good. So they
yeah,
look at us
actually,
and
yeah.
they think we go through, yeah, or be a
Mm.
children, or yeah, yeah. So I like it. I like it. I like it. It saves some
There's a
of my
way God does.
age. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's so true. That's a good one. That's
Mm.
how we say everything works out for the good. And now you've spoken
Yeah.
about something that is very important about having a supportive moms in law. And I know there's so many people who are afraid, young people, single people actually. We are out here so afraid of and asking questions. Who is going to be our mother-in-law? Who is going to be that person? Is she going to be there? That woman everyone fears. Is she going to be wicked? Is she going to be loving? And so before you got married, were you praying because you have been favored by God that she's praying for you and she's understanding? There are people who are facing it all out here if they were in that space. So, did you pray about it? Were you telling God? And how was that experience? Were you expecting and also saying, "Oh, I wish I have a good one." It never crossed your mind.
So what I know is, I think what I would like to tell people is, you don't get married to your husband alone. You get married to his family. So you and your husband might have a good, you and your boyfriend, because you're not married, might have a good relationship. Um, but when you meet like his sisters or brothers, or mother or father, then there are things that stand out for you. Um, then you have to also make a choice, considering them,
Okay.
considering them. That
Mhm.
that that your husband is theirs. He's their son. He's their brother. He will never
Mhm.
stop being their son. So when you see these signs of, when you go to visit, how do they talk to each other? How are they addressing you? What stories are they just talking amongst themselves? How do they see women in that family? How do they see men? What are the roles? Even the roles that we don't talk about, like it's expected that the mom has to cook, or the dad can't go to the kitchen. Probably this will come into your marriage. So just be aware that you're just not marrying your husband. You're marrying someone's son, and we're not in
Mhm.
the business of canceling people. Remember, we had this conversation. We're
Yeah.
not in the
Yeah.
business of canceling people. We
Mhm.
don't cancel people. God that has not called us to cancel people. He's actually told us to love our enemies. So it's you putting yourself in the place of, I have seen these red flags from the mother of my person, and I'm going to love her. I recognize that we might not be friends, but I will love her. So you have a choice. You have a choice when you get to meet his family. That's why I'm saying do not date in secret. Put it in the open. Someone will tell you, hey, that family is fire. Have you met the mom? The mom is, the sisters are like this. So put it in the open that people can speak into that relationship. And so you're not caught off guard. And just be ready. If yeah, you cannot change people, you cannot change people's origin or behavior or so if you go to their home and you see, wow, there's a lot of abuse in this house, like verbal abuse, this thing will come to your house. So you choose. You choose. Pray. I remember the first time I met my mother-in-law. My husband is the only son and is the last
Mhm.
born, and he has four sisters. And I remember the first time I met her, her telling me, "I have four girls. I have seen it all. So just be yourself. Do not pretend with me." Remember, the son is the last born, so like I have daughters. I've seen. Just be, and I think that freed me
I've
to
lost
just be me.
you. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
hear me. How can a person prepare to? I know we always told, as you said it so well, that you are not only married to your husband, also your family is also involved. So how can a single person prepare, to make sure that they don't collide, they are mature or something? How can they prepare that stage before they meet?
Your mother-in-law will always be your mother-in-law. Your mother-in-law will is your mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
She could be your mother-in-law stroke friend, stroke,
Mm-hmm.
sister, stroke, but she is your mother-in-law. So
Mm-hmm.
set boundaries
Mm-hmm.
early and quickly and let the
Mm-hmm.
boundaries be known. And
Okay.
then do not go to your mother-in-law and do things that are not natural in you. Because
Mm-hmm.
what you start, just be ready to finish. So if you go and decide,
Mm-hmm.
okay, me, I'll be the first day you've gone, you've taken the plates from the table, you're washing them, you're cleaning the house, you're neat. Just be ready to do that every time you go into that house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what you start,
Mm-hmm.
just make sure to see it to the end. Otherwise, they will say that you have
Mm-hmm.
changed. But what you were
Yeah.
doing actually, you were pretending to be someone you're not. So you would rather just go and just I know you have OCD and you
Mm-hmm.
can't stand dirty, plates or when people are done eating, you're like, why are the plates here? So yeah, let me just sit, just sit back. Just
Mm-hmm.
sit back and because that house runs without you. Like they have a system already. Uh
Mm-hmm.
you didn't get the plates on the table. So
Mm-hmm.
it means they will be taken out at some point. So your OCD, just keep it in check and hold back, but don't not unless you're ready to do that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
don't do what it is not natural in you. I've had friends
All right.
who went. One of my friends went to her mother-in-law, and
Mm-hmm.
she was going to spend over the night. And that night, so the mother-in-law asked, "Oh, do you know how to make chapati?" Then she said, "Yeah, yeah, I make chapos." And then the mother-in-law, and then they're friendly, they're happy you've come, they've heard about you. So the mother-in-law says, "Oh, you'll help us tonight, cook chapos." Like, okay. So unga is brought and it's half a bale. Mafuta is brought, it's 10 liters. So she's asking, am I cooking chapo for how many chapos am I how many chapos am I making?
Yeah.
So the mother-in-law says we're making half a bill because that house, it's half a bill. So that house, she's the first wife and there are several wives and all their children eat together. So she was telling at some point, she was crying making those chapos. She was crying making those chapos because she agreed without even understanding. Again, this
Yeah.
house has been running without you. So
Yeah.
don't give yourself work that has been going on without you. So just sit back and learn your people. And learn, like,
Mm-hmm.
had she been there that night and seen, oh, wow, like 50 people are going to turn up here. And walikuwa na lima, so they'll eat. And some of these chapos are for breakfast in the morning. That's why we're making half a bill.
Yeah.
Just sit back. Just sit back. It's okay to be a baby girl. Just sit back, and then you shock them that you can do these things. Just shock them that you can
Mm-hmm.
cook after you marry.
Yeah.
But don't
Yeah.
start. So yeah, so she dreads going to her mother's-in-law because now when she gets there, people know Chapo's. She makes good
That's
chapati,
sorted.
but people are like, "Oh, Chapo, mtu wa Chapo amekam." So yeah, that house has been running without you. So yeah, so just sit back. It will run. It will not fall. It hasn't fallen, and it won't fall.
Mm.
So just be you. Sit
Ooh,
back. And your mother-in-law will always be your mother-in-law. She could be friendly, but she's your mother-in-law. So honor her, respect her, set your boundaries. Yeah.
amazing. I think we need a part B of this. I'll call it for part two because you have so much wisdom, and I feel we need to talk
Mhm.
a lot of things. So allow me, we'll have a part two of this. We'll plan, and then I'm going to call. Watu wangu najua mjashiba. I know you have not been full, but I said it's fine.
Nimesema
So guys,
yote.
hakuna, there's
Nimemaliza.
so much.
After
I feel
mother-in-law,
I
get
have a lot.
kingine.
I'm sure everyone comment hapo chini. I'm sure they're going to say, but you can plan something and then we can ask more. And also I can ask questions on some of the things because I believe through your years of experience, I believe it can help a lot of women. So please, tukipata maswali more, I beg. I also have so many that I've not actually. So please,
Yes,
allow us.
yes.
We'll
Be an
we'll
honor.
work on your time. All right.
It will be an
So
honor
please,
to.
amazing. So tell us there's an event coming up. Tell us the event coming up and tell us about your ministry as well.
So I serve under Trinity Chapel Nakuru. So we are in
Mhm.
Nakuru, and I run our ladies ministry. It's called GLOW, which is an
Mhm.
abbreviation to mean growing deep in God's word, loving one another,
Mhm. Yeah.
overcoming by the power of our testimony as women. GLOW.
Oh.
So GLOW turns 3